Talk to Matthew Graham as well now. He's from Mortgage News Daily and MBS Live. And he says it's no longer just about the Fed here, everybody, for mortgage rates. They are at the whim of other numbers and events as well. Let's bring him in. Matthew, it's great to have you on the program. Welcome.
Thanks. Great to be here, Kelly.
And we should emphasize this is always true. Mortgage rates don't price off of the Fed funds rate. They price off of the 10-year, which is affected by tons of other global events and things going on, but especially so right now, right?
Yeah, and just a minor point of order, they don't necessarily price off the 10-year. They correlate highly with the 10-year over time, but they actually price off mortgage-backed securities, which are very closely related to the 10-year in general, but have some distinct differences since the Fed started not buying bonds.
Let's get real wonky, shall we? What other chance would I have than talking to you and Diana? Because now there's, efforts making the rounds to say maybe Fannie and Freddie need to do something here to bring down the cost of mortgage rates in particular. What can be done by the marketplace to try and cushion what otherwise has been a mortgage rate that's highly tethered to what's happening with bond yields?
Yeah, and this is a frustrating thing, and my audience specifically isn't going to like to hear what I have to say about this, but nothing's going to be done at any official level to try to ease the pain of rates. The housing market has been central to the inflation problem that we have. You know, we can talk about affordability being rough for new buyers, and that's very true, and that's a pain point. But at the same time, we have to consider what happened in 2020 through the middle of 2022, when people were able to refinance at 2.5%, 3% rates and free up a ton of cash flow that has subsequently driven inflation, and that has resulted in a crankier Federal Reserve and rates moving higher. So I don't think you're going to see a lot of love from an official level, whether that's from Fannie, Freddie, or the Fed itself.
Diana, do you agree? Because it would seem that, housing is always the one place where officials really want to come in to the rescue. And we've seen tons of efforts over the last couple of decades, some work out well, some backfire, to try to improve affordability. And affordability is worse now than it's ever been.
Right. And I'll tell you, I get dozens of emails in my inbox every day from various, organizations saying the government has to do something. We have to get affordability back. You have all of the associations. I don't have to tell you how much the realtors are getting hammered by this, and how, real estate agents are kind of fleeing their jobs right now because they have nothing to sell. But I think Mac makes a great point, and that is that so much of inflation right now was driven by housing. We're seeing it's still in the rents, even though rents are coming down a bit. But in home prices, up 40%. That is astonishing in just 3 years. And so I agree that I don't think anybody at a government level is going to do anything to bring back those rates to a point where, home prices can just climb higher and higher. The question is, what can you do on the lower down payment, on the FHA side, on perhaps some kind of programs to help people afford housing without bringing rates down to these abnormally low levels? 2.75 is really just going to create a market that's going to be on fire. You're never going to be able to put that out, Kelly.
And the argument is from Dave Stevens. He was kind of briefly Obama's FHA commissioner, and he says that Fannie and Freddie should return to the MBS market, Matthew, and that, listen, we're going into an election year, and maybe somebody's going to look at this and say, yeah, maybe they should, because the spread between mortgage rates and, I'll say the 10-year, but it's wider than it has historically been, and the Fed doesn't look like it's coming back into the market anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not coming back to the market because it realizes that it maybe accidentally, maybe unavoidably played a role in driving inflation by keeping its foot on the accelerator in 2021 with MBS purchases. So I think that they're seeing, even recent Fed comments have said, yeah, the housing market is doing kind of what we want it to do. And that's unfortunate for people.
The Fed might say that. And the Fed can say that and try to understand the macro effect. But you don't think the political side of this in Washington with the housing market into the election year, someone might not say, you know what, Fannie and Freddie, you go buy MBS then and bring that rate down?
Well, I think Diana nailed that point, and there can be a push for initiatives that help affordability without trying to manipulate the broader financial market. And that's really the ill effect of fiscal stimulus and especially relentless QE in 2021. So that's right on. We have to, if we're going to help affordability, it has to be at a fiscal level.
Yeah, and maybe at a more sustainable way is kind of the point underlying all of this. Thank you both. Really appreciate it. Historic moment here for housing and mortgages. Matthew Graham of MBS Live, and of course, our Diana Olick.